Happy, what is this, y'all? Wednesday. I was going through in my head today, like, ooh, what can I talk about? What can I talk about? But I thought back to this conversation I had with an old coworker a long time ago. We were in like these entry-level jobs, if you will, and a guy was in pursuit of her. He was really pleased with her. You know, she's a very nice person, very pretty, very, you know, poised, and, you know, just things that men love about women. But she wouldn't talk to him because she said he's only making $50,000 a year. And this guy was so sweet on her. Like, he would go buy her like snacks from the cafe downstairs. You know, he'd always think about her. He'd send her like roses on holidays. And, you know, he was just really putting on for this girl. And she, the whole time, and the girl talk side of things, it was just like, you know, nice guy, can't do nothing with him because he only made 50 grand a year. And, this truck is loud. So, that made me think, because my reply to her was that it's not about what's coming in, it's about what's going out. And you don't know people's financial situations. You think because you know someone's salary that you know what they can afford, but in reality you really don't know. And I'm just trying to encourage her, like, you shouldn't judge a person based on what they make. We're young, we're all going to be somewhere different in life, right? In a few years we'll all go our separate ways. We'll grow and flourish in our careers. This is just a beginning stage. And she just was like, I can't do it. And I understand, because she had a kid, one kid at the time. And yeah, so she just let the guy continue. So instead of breaking it off or saying, hey, you know, thank you, but no thank you, she continued to let him serve her in these ways romantically, because she couldn't get it anywhere else. Now, mind you, she was talking to other guys, right? Because she's single and dating, but you don't know what they make just because they don't work with you. You don't know what they're telling you. You're judging them by cars they drive and, you know, places that they live, but you don't know if they have money like that. That could be a bunch of debt that's hard to maintain. And so basically, the guy's grandmother had died, you know, and he was having a really hard time. So he took an unpaid leave, and his grandmother raised him. So he took an unpaid leave from work, you know, and they lived in like this little 2-bedroom shack down in the hood, right? And long story short, this guy was on leave for about like a month. And then he finally came back in. Just so happened we saw him coming in with this envelope in his hand, and I guess that was his letter of resignation. And do you know that this grandmother had stock in, was it Exxon? Yeah, Exxon. She had stock in Exxon that he can cash out, that he was able to cash out. He had the option to cash it out. And it was worth like a crazy amount of money. I mean, it wasn't in the millions, but it was like over 500,000. I can't, y'all, this was like way back in the day, like 2012. And so I really don't remember the number, but it was well over 500,000, but it wasn't a million. And so somewhere in that ballpark. So he came in and he cashed that, and you know, and he was talking to me. You know, I'm a talker, networker. I'm like, what are we gonna do out here? Like, this is good. This is a good thing. And he was like, oh yeah, I work on cars. You know, my grandfather taught me how to work on cars, so I'm gonna actually tear my grandmother's house down and build a garage, build a shop. So he was starting his own shop. And I said, oh, you know, I said, well, that's that's gonna take out a big chunk of your money. So Do you know how to leverage your money? You know me, I'm questioning now because I just want to be sure, because a lot of times poor black people make poor decisions when they get a lump sum of money. And so I was like, well, you need to think hard about this, and maybe, just need to consider, options about tearing down houses, paying them out. Like you could probably rent somewhere until you save enough money to do something, and then do it and keep the house, your grandmother's house, and fix it up as a rental property. And he was like, no, this is what I want to do. He said, because I've been living with my grandmother from since he was, I guess, born or whatever. I don't really know when his mom died. But he's like, I've been living with my grandmother, and she never would let me spend any money out of my check except for $200 every time I would get paid, and the rest of it is in a savings account. And so this dude said all that to say this. This dude walked out of that situation, with, now I know, that threw him over the edge, a tax bracket edge right there, with just him having to keep his check and stacking it. Because $50,000 to her wasn't shit, excuse my language, but to him, it was $50,000 in the bank. It wasn't $50,000 to take care, of himself and a child by himself and pay all these bills, because he stayed the course, and he was mindful that he was gonna need money, in life. And so this dude had a goal in mind. He was smart, very successful, well off now, and now to this day, all that dude can do is when he's he's friendly, but he ain't got time for it now, right? And she's out here now still trying to figure it out, right? She's had another kid, and still, no marriage, but that would have been a perfect situation for her had she not been so judgmental of him up front. So you just never know, and things don't happen like that all the time. But every poor person is not poor because they want to be. A lot of these poor people are poor for a reason, and that grandmother was more mindful that I'm in, later stages of life. I need to hold on to this. I need to live below my means. I don't really need a whole lot to sustain life, and I need to take care of this young boy that's going to eventually be a man. This dude is so well off now, I'm telling you guys, and he likes to hang out, and he likes to, live a good life. So he'll tell you, hey, meet me in Vegas, we're going to turn up, and he'll buy everything. Only thing you have to do is get there, and everything else is on him. And so unfortunately, now he has access to a different caliber of woman. So now it's like he don't want to talk. He has standards now, right? So now he don't want to talk to nobody who's, not really, seeing him for who he is. He doesn't want someone trying to talk to him because of what he has, right? He's looking for the person that, like the $50,000 guy, because how the economy goes. You could lose everything, and then you need somebody who's there organically, who's there because they really like you, and not the kind of lifestyle you can provide. So just keep that in mind. This is mainly for my single ladies out here. Keep in mind, like, when you're out here dating people, do not judge them on where they are in life. Judge them on where they're going in life. And that's not to say, because I always tell people don't date off of potential. I'm not talking about potential. I'm talking about the way people handle things or take care of themselves. Because you can tell by the way somebody moves if they're just out here effing around, or they have a goal in mind. So they're going to have to take an L real quick, and live beneath their means just so they can flourish in life later on when it really counts. Like, who cares if you got a lot of money when you're 19 and 20 years old, right? And now that we in our 30s, headed to 40, now you got all the money in the world, and the one girl that could have went with you, and could have been with you from the ground up, can't do nothing but sit around and be one of us, like just a homie that come to, drink and turn up and have a good time. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Today, Wednesday, Shanita Marie randomly is having a family game night at 7 p.m. my time, what's that, Central Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, okay? After her, I'll be at the family game night, and then after her, I'm gonna go on for Wind Down Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and I want to talk about marriage. So that's the subject tonight: marriage. What does marriage mean to you? And we're gonna break that thing down. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.